I finally finished cutting all the stationery that I needed to get cut. There's all the paper and stuff from cutting. So I'm making 5 of each of the memo pad, only 2 of this daily planner for now because this is kind of a new product, so I don't know how well it's gonna do. I decided to go with 35 sheets for everything. If any of these get popular in the future, maybe I might make them 50 sheets. So these took a little longer to cut and put together because I was cutting 3 sheets at a time with this Fiskars paper cutter. It's not going to be the same size because that's just how handmade items are. So I did my best to go through all of it and make sure I put as similar size papers together as possible. So that took a lot longer, but now that's good to go. So I just received a really exciting package. I'm about to do an unboxing. I'm gonna put it on Patreon. So I'm gonna maneuver from doing stationery stuff to working on this. I just finished the product unboxing on Patreon and wow, I am really amazed by the new product. So let me show you guys how it looks like. This is the Beary Yummy Snack Bag that I designed back in September, and it's finally here. I already knew how huge it was, but then I'm a really visual person, so I didn't realize it was gonna be like, look at my hands. I didn't realize it was gonna be this huge. Here's the front, and here's the back. It has a zipper here. And then when you look inside, it's a really soft material. Here's a Canadian $5 bill, and it goes in here with so much ease, and there's still a really good amount of space left after you put that in there. It comes with this ball clasp that I don't really like and I don't really trust. I'm going to switch it to these bow key clasps. They are rose gold, and I'm gonna add a rose gold jump ring, but I feel like it's a lot more secure, and the bow key clasp is perfect for this bag, and it's almost as long as my face. This item is 5 inches tall and 4 inches wide, so you can fit a whole lot of things in there. I ordered 15 of them, and then I ended up getting 23 because the way the manufactures it, and because of that I end up getting the extras for a little bit of a discount. If these do good, I would buy a larger amount and maybe make a different design in the future, but I'm really happy with how these turned out. I'm going to take a break from making the memo pads, and I'm going to go ahead and get the key clasps on the rest of these, check them to make sure they're okay, and I'm gonna pack them back in the bags that they came in and put them away so they're out of the way, and then I'll continue on the stationery afterwards. So let's get started on that. So I'm finally all done. I found a spot for them up here in the corner on top of my washi tape. They basically fill up this whole container. On the side, I have my microfiber cloths. I only have 20 rose gold bulky clasps. So there's 3 that have gold ones because I was only supposed to get 15 like I said earlier, but I ended up getting 23. The gold still looks good in my opinion. There's gonna be 3 with the gold ribbon and the rest is gonna have the rose gold. So it's 8 p.m. now and that took longer than I thought it was gonna take. Normally I would go ahead and start working on the stationery because that was the main goal today before I found out that I was getting the snack bags, but those really needed to be out of the way so I could work on the stationery stuff because the stationery stuff is going to take up all the tables. I'm going to even have to use the spare white rolling table over here, but I'm going to stop here, save the stationery stuff for tomorrow. I wanted to start on the Patreon Pendo Club Goodie tomorrow, but it'll be okay. I think I'll still be on time. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I finally finished doing all the notepads and the memo pads, and it took so long to do. I definitely need to figure out a way to make the process faster. I cannot invest in like a heavy duty paper cutter right now because I'm just finally trying to make a lot of stationery this year. So before I even invest in something like that, I need to see if the stationery sells. One of the things that I'm going to do in an attempt to make that process better for me, if you watch a couple of studio vlogs or if you watch someone make DIY notepads, you might see that there's these two wooden boards and have these like screws. They're not really screws, I guess they're a kind of screw, but they're really long screws on each corner, and like you can turn the thing to adjust it to the height of your notepads. So I asked my husband if he can make that. Thankfully, my husband's father's side of the family works in construction, so if I need something like that, they can make it really easy for me. My husband said he could probably make it himself, which is totally awesome. I also thought about getting those clamps that I've seen some people use, but my husband thinks it would be better to have the wooden board thing than the clamps. And now that I think about it, I think that's a much better route, seeing that I do want to make like larger notepads too. It'd be hard to kind of work with the clamps. So that's one thing I hope that will help, because yesterday after I finished gluing the notepads together, this hand was not feeling good. Having to open and close those clips, especially the large ones, was a lot of work for this hand. I've made memo pads before in bulk, or however many I can at one time when I was preparing for the craft fair, and I was totally fine. But this time around it was different, and I think it's because the paper that I'm using is a really soft and smooth paper, and it is 32 pounds, so it is a heavier weight than what I was using previously. So the paper is thicker and heavier. Thought I could use the medium-sized clips that I had, but no, it was like way too tight, so I had to use the bigger ones. I thought about making belly bands. Is that what they're called? Belly bands? The strips of paper that people put around the memo pads and their notepads and stuff. I was thinking about making those, but then I thought I don't want to cover the designs, especially for the rainy day memo sheet. It has designs around the circle, and I want people to be able to see the designs. So I decided to make stickers instead. That way I could just put the stickers wherever I want, and I can avoid covering the important part of the designs, and it's a lot easier to deal with. So now we can move on to the next thing that was super important to do, which is create the Pendo Club tier goodie. You know, when you go to a bakery or other stores in general, and outside you see like a sign that displays like the sales of the week or the sale of the day or the items of the day or the deals of the day and stuff. I want to make one of those that is reusable, so patrons can write on it with a dry erase marker and reuse it over and over again. It's going to be one that I would imagine would be sitting outside of Lana's Bakery. Hopefully I can figure it out by the end of tomorrow, because I would like to ship out the Patreon goodies on Saturday, because I'll be going out on Saturday. So wish me luck. I'm going to start sketching it out, and hopefully I'll figure something out, and hopefully we can make this happen. Let's get started on that.
It's Tarzan.
This is a mock-up of what I pretty much want to do. This is going to be laminated. I think I'm going to print it on cardstock, the lightweight cardstock, because it's harder to cut the thick cardstock when it's laminated with the silhouette portrait. So I'm going to use the thinner cardstock. So this is going to stand up like this. I'm going to do that by creating this triangle shape here. On the back, I'm not sure if I want to put lines. Thought the back would be good to write to-dos on. So I think I'm going to do the lines so there's more space to write. And in the front, if you want to write a quote or something on there, then it's perfectly fine. Usually I think when you make these kind of things, it's attached at the top as well. But because I'm trying to make sure, or attempt to make sure, that it fits in the silhouette portrait, I decided to cut a sheet of paper in half. You can't really see it, but there's a piece of paper right here where my thumb is that's holding it so that it opens up correctly. Usually when it comes to these arts and crafts project, I end up having trouble somewhere along the way, and that's normal. But yeah, I would definitely love to figure this out as soon as possible and doing it the best I can at the same time. Let's draw the artwork for this, and then that way we could start experimenting. Should not have bought this laminator. It's so complicated. So I just finished them and I made 3. Well, I made 4, 1 for myself and 3 for the 3 Pendo Club members I have right now. This is how the front looks like. And then here is the back. I ended up just putting a really strong craft tape at the top. I think it'll be fine. You can put a post-it note on there, which I didn't plan for, but sometimes when I put the post-it notes here, they don't stay really well. And here on the back, I have some to-dos written and the date that I wrote it. So you can just choose which side you want facing out. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it's super, super cute. Hope my Pendo Club members will like them. Hello everyone! I thought I would just pop in during this last section of the studio vlog while I'm packing Patreon rewards. I was super productive, really happy with myself. I wasn't stressed for the most part. I think the most stressful thing was the stationery, the notepad and the memo pad. This is going to be an exclusive item to patrons. Is a You Are Amazing magnet. So if you are a patron of 6 months, you would get one of these in the mail. Next week, I will be working on the rest of the Captain Froggo goodies, and I'm super excited about that. I need to get the die cut sticker design and the notepad done. I've already had sketches out for a couple weeks now for them, but I'm still not sure about the notepad, so we'll see what I come up with this upcoming week. I will also be working on the digital download for Patreon, so look forward to that. That will be it for the studio vlog. Thank you so much for watching and for stopping by. I really appreciate it. If you haven't yet, think about subscribing. You would help me so much. I'm really close to 1K. I would really appreciate it if you can help me reach that if you're not subscribed yet. That is if you're interested in my content, of course. But yeah, thank you so much again, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!